day in office. Mr. Kanekoa.
Can everybody hear me out there? My name is Ernest Kanekoa, and I was born in the island of Maui, in the District of Hana. I moved to Honolulu at an early age, where my father was in the police department, retired there. Got my education through high school, community college, University of Hawaii. I started to work with the Sheraton hotels in the early 70s, and was transferred to Kauai in 1985 to open up the new Sheraton Princeville Hotel that they built on Princeville. I took an early retirement at that time, shortly after, because I was offered a retirement, and told myself shortly after I was too young and I was too energetic to retire. So I worked for several more hotels. But what I wanted to do is, as soon as I'm in office, I wanted to support small businesses and create a business-friendly environment.
Thank you. Mr. Kagawa.
Thank you. First of all, I want to thank all of you for remaining here. Thank the Kauai Filipino Chamber of Commerce for having us. You know, born and raised in Hanapepe, Kauai, 48 years old, and I want to thank those of you who helped to vote me in the last election, and I'm very proud and honored to have served for this past year and a half. I have deep roots in all parts of Kauai. I graduated from Waikiki High School in 1984. My daughters just finished graduating from Kauai High School, so I'm a parent of kids that went to Kauai High, and I have taught at Kapaa High School for the past 12 years. You know, I grew up surfing, fishing, diving, playing basketball, football, baseball, and golf. I live about one house away from the King Field in Hanapepe Heights. I know about DAS. I know about commercial agriculture. You know, it is part of Kauai. It is part of our history. And my time is up, and I thank all of you.
Thank you very much, Ms. Laranio.
Aloha mai kako. My name is Tiana Laranio, and I'd like to thank the Kauai Filipino Chamber of Commerce and the Kauai Chamber of Commerce for holding this forum that I think is very important to create more forums so that people can come out and learn about the candidates that are running. I was born and raised here on Kauai. I grew up in Anamola, graduate of Kapaa High School, class of 2002. Traveled to the Big Island, got my degree at UH Hilo, where I played collegiate softball, played sports my whole life. Got my degree in kinesiology and exercise science, so very prone to health. One of the first things that I would do if elected into office is I'm new to this. I'm new to government. I've always been passionate about community and health and life, so I would be a sponge and soak up all the things that is to learn from all the people, the current leaders from our community. All of you have a lot of knowledge that I'm open to listening and sharing and learning, and I would do my best to increase the quality of life in all areas. Mahalo.
Thank you, Mr. Furfaro.
Yes, aloha, good evening. My name is Jay Furfaro. I am delighted to be here tonight with a very, very fine slate of candidates for public office. I am a 44-year resident of Kauai. My mother is a Kauai girl, but I grew up on the Waianae Coast, played football with Larry Ginoza, and learned some of the rules of the sports and the trades as we went through that. I am by formal training a hotelier, a business school, and I am just absolutely thrilled to see the candidates that are here tonight. What I bring to the table is stewardship and I hope leadership to continue to cultivate a common goals for Kauai. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Costa.
Aloha everybody, thank you to the Filipino Chamber of Commerce for coming on. Some of my teacher colleagues, I give a little wink out there. I love my wife right there, not a wink and all of you there. But I want to let you know something. My heart hurts right now to sit here and tell you that as a local boy running for council, graduating with a bachelor's in business administration, also another bachelor's in teacher education, and I run a program up in Kokee and I see kids from Haena to Kagawa. I see over 5,000 kids a year. They come camp with me with my teacher colleagues at Cookie, and they tell me, Uncle Bill, it's a shame when I see adults on channel 53 or 56 cannot get along, and we in the classroom can get along. Come on, you guys, the dog and pony show stops here. I'm running to bring some camaraderie to the table. First day in office, I will bring leadership and camaraderie, bring people together. That's my forte. We cannot get nothing done if we don't have to work as an ohana from the heart. Believe me.
Thank you. Mr. Hooser?
Yes, aloha. I want to just thank the Chamber of Commerce, the Filipino Chamber of Commerce, and all of you for coming here today. I look out and see so many old friends and young friends. And I've served the people of Kauai for about 16 years now, and I wouldn't be able to serve without the support of the people here in this room. I served on the Kauai County Council, and then I was elected to the Senate, and I would not have been elected to the Senate without your help and support. I was majority leader for 4 years, and then I came back to Kauai, and I'm really where I want to be right now, serving you on the Kauai County Council. And the first thing I would do would bring the council members together, and we would do a group hug. I'm serious, this is about relationships. Our county has some serious challenges right now, and the only way we're going to address those challenges is for all of us to work together, the 7 council members working together, and our community to work together. And it's not easy. Change is hard, and we can't avoid hard, tough situations. We have to confront those situations, but we have to work together at the end of the day. Thank you.
Mr. Horoshko?
Aloha, my name is Ronald Horoshko. It's you and I that are the council, not Ron Horoshko or all the people up here. It's you and I are the government, not only for Kauai, but for Niihau. We are the government. We need your votes. Vote for 7 of us that deserve your vote. The first day in office, I'd give everyone the charter and have them read it and discuss it and understand we're not here to point fingers. We're not here to align ourselves with other council members. We are here to do the work of the people of Kauai. Thank you.
Thank you. Ms. Kato-Klutke?
Good evening, everyone. I'm Sandi Kato-Klutke. Maybe I have to stand up. I asked her to stand up. So, good evening. I'm Tiana Laranio. I was not born on this island. I was actually born in Oahu. And my parents brought us over on a steamship because my father wanted to be a general contractor on this lovely island and bring my mother home. So I'm a 3rd generation of Japanese, and my grandfather's ability to make us to come to Hawaii gave us the opportunity to be who we are today. And so I am wanting to give back from what I learned from my grandparents and my parents for all of you, and to help agriculture first and foremost. So please, have a good evening, and don't leave until I have answered my last question.
Thank you. Mr. Kanekoa, what specific steps would you take to improve customer service delivered by the county? Please provide specific examples. You have 2 minutes.
Well, being in the hospitality industry for 40 years or more, I would bring back the spirit of aloha, spirit back into the county system. I know that the mayor has already tried that with everybody answering calls, having saying aloha, have a nice day with you. But in some of the departments, they're not that friendly. But it's good to create programs so every department will speak the message of bringing the spirit of aloha back, greeting them, helping the customer who's calling in, doing everything possible to assist them in achieving what they went to that office for. Right now, it's sort of up and down in some of the areas, but I would work towards that.
Thank you. Mr. Kagawa, in the last few years, all jurisdictions have had challenges in balancing budgets. What specific steps would you take to balance Kauai's budget?
Well, that's a great question. That's one of the main reasons why I ran. 2 years ago, I foresaw the county starting to run into trouble with, their finances. And, about 5 years ago, we had about $50 million in reserve or in our savings. Today, we're practically broke as far as our savings. And the reason why is that our expenditures have been more than our revenues. And in any business, when that happens, you're going to go out of business. And, that is a problem we need to fix. That is a problem we need to, fix now. And, the only way you fix that is you either got to raise more revenues or raise taxes and fees, or you need to cut the expenditures. And with the community hurting out there, there's, people that are struggling, middle-income people are struggling, paying high costs of college. I paid $40,000 a year for my daughter when she went to Seattle. There's a lot of people going through that. And, how do we pay that? We don't have that money. And you cannot make our county taxpayers pay anymore. The federal government is not easing up. They took away all the child tax credits, took away, all types of credits that used to be there. The state government is not easing up. You're still paying your general excise tax. Every day you go to the store, your state income taxes are skyrocketing. There's no credits left for the average income person. So we at the county level are closest to you folks. And we are the ones that need to be most responsible, because you see us out there in the community. And I believe there is fat in the budgets. Our CAFRs, which the auditors have every year, show about $13 million that are left unspent. So that's lapsed funds. That's monies, $13 million that can be cut from each budget. Maybe we can't cut the full amount because you don't want to come down to pennies, but we can cut at least $10 million there, and it's proven. It's in the CAFR audited reports.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Ms. Laranio, what kind of businesses would you want to bring to Kauai and why? You have 2 minutes.
Well, first off, I would like to have more of our classmates, being able to stay home and feel like they can. So supporting small business, local business, entrepreneurship. There's an abundance of things that we can create here. We have an abundance of resources that need better management, and allowing the entrepreneurship, creating programs to give opportunities to our community to make solid business proposals in agriculture and textiles so that we can start increasing our economy, increasing our way of life. We need better health programs, better health opportunities, other options, alternative options other than what we have. So any business that's in an ethical and sustainable mission and vision on how they are going to approach business, or how they're going to utilize the land, I think that needs to be discussed on how we choose to start building buildings. Needs to be more sustainable and focused towards increasing what the needs are of the people. So going out into our community a lot more and really trying to figure out what the needs of the people really are, and creating businesses that are relevant to our local lifestyle and our local living, instead of bringing in products and more things that end up filling up our landfills. So we need to be more mindful about the businesses we do produce and how it affects our environment and our people and our economy.
Thank you. Mr. Furfaro, what programs and activities would you support to increase the availability of housing to Kauai's people? You have 2 minutes.
Thank you. I was the president of Habitat for the Humanities on Kauai for 7 years before I was on the county council. And it's obvious that the county has possibilities in acquiring land and the infrastructure that would then make the ability for families to partner with housing and development organizations such as Habitat, with self-help housing, as well as the fact that the cost associated with long-term improvements in subdivisions is something that these housing opportunities could be subleased over a period of time, so that they are perpetually development of perhaps some duplex type housing, which could be shared with single family or single mothers with children and so forth through a self-help program. But the key for this is finding bond money for the council to acquire the land, to invest in the infrastructure, and then a self-build program. And I think that's very key to the opportunity to address that. I also think we need some transitional housing that deal with short-term windows for the people that are currently homeless. And was that the end of my time?
No.
Oh, okay. Some short-term transitional homes that perhaps a partnership can happen with the county and the state for the land for that transitional housing. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Mr. DaCosta, how can Kauai Community College be enhanced to increase the enrollment of more Kauai people? You have 2 minutes.
I would like to say that my past experience at Waimea High School being a woodshop teacher speaks for itself. We had our children at the high school level building picnic tables for the county, and we put picnic tables in every park from Haena to Kagawa. It's taking those college kids and getting them out into the community with a hands-on program where they can earn a wage and a degree at the same time. It's a no-brainer. Our graduation rate in every high school is at an all-time high. Also, the failure rate is at an all-time high. We need to incorporate those kids. We talk about $10 as the minimum wage. Let's give them a work to graduate. Half of that, they get $5 an hour and they go to school part-time, they go to work part-time. Get them work ready. A lot of our kids are graduating and not ready for college, not ready for the real work world. So I say at the community college level, let them earn in a hands-on program, whether it's our CPE, which is your construction-based academy. Let them earn a job with a minimum of half of the monthly wage so they can get out there and earn a degree and some money in their pocket. And then we can decide at that time if they are qualified graduates and workers that we can hire into our company. If not, we already went through the screening process and we can tell them you need to put another year out there before we're going to give you a full-time job. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Hooser, what is your position on homelessness and your plan to address the issue? You have 2 minutes.
You know, my experience with homelessness, and I've been out on trips visiting the homelessness, providing them service to the homeless people. And my understanding and my impression and knowledge of that issue is about 3/4 of the people out there are hardworking, good people. Either they can't find a job, or to no fault of their own, they can't find a place to rent or to stay. And so they're trying their best to make ends meet and move out. The other 1/4% or so are people with serious issues, whether it's drug addiction or mental health issues. And that part is really hard to deal with because this is very expensive. And the state needs to step up with the money. And for those people, I would say it's intensive case management. Those folks are unemployable. You can say get a job, but you can't get a job anywhere if you don't have teeth, if are mentally ill, or you just can't get a job. And we have to do something with those people. We have a moral responsibility to manage those folks. We need more housing in general. For the other side of the people who are working and can't find a place, we need more affordable housing. The county needs to be bolder. Chair Furfaro mentioned this, and I agree with him 100%. The county has the resources. We have the borrowing capacity. We can borrow millions of dollars at the lowest rates. We can buy land. We have the power to zone. We can put in the infrastructure, and we can create housing. It just takes some bold action. But we need to create housing first at all levels: transitional housing, homeless shelters, and affordable housing for local people. I ran into a gentleman in the store the other day who had just gotten home to Habitat. And he told me, he said, I never thought I'd have a piece. I never thought I'd have a home. And they do. And programs like Habitat and with the county and the people of Kauai working together, we can provide the homes that are necessary for the people and the jobs along the way. Thank you.
And your position on the direction that our island is going? You have 2 minutes.
Our island is going in a great direction if we keep forefront the aloha spirit. If we work together, we educate our children to educate their children. We need to understand what our problems are at the county level, work them out, pave the way for success through education. Our island is beautiful. Niihau is beautiful. We have the aloha spirit. We have the arts. We have business. We have tourism.
There are a number of services. For instance, you know, the bus transportation is one that I see them waiting, and I know the mayor hit on this, that for the bus stop to have shelters, to have benches, to have trash cans, recyclable bins. But I live up in Kapahi, and there are a number of kapunas that want to ride the bus. But that bus only goes to Kapahi Ballpark, and they live a mile up. So I'm not sure how they get around, but I think that public transportation for them is number one. It's necessary for them to get to the neighborhood centers or go to the doctors or do all of that. And so I believe that for the bonus that we need to help them in that aspect. And then also to offer them other services like having home delivery of groceries or home delivery of food. I know that you have Wheels on Meals and stuff, but you know, a lot of them are really proud. They're not going to ask. So we should just reach out to them and help them as well. But you don't have to come to my house because my kids are here with me. They'll feed me. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Kanekoa, what would you do to strengthen the tourist economy on Kauai? You have 1 minute.
What would I do to strengthen the
Tourist economy on Kauai.
Well, I think that basically right now the Kauai offers a lot to the hospitality industry, tourism. They provide the best beaches in the world as far as I'm concerned. We have waterfalls. We have abundance of different cultures here, people that they can enjoy. I think that being friendly again to them and showing more of a spirit, as I mentioned before, embracing them and bringing them back time and time again. We do have a lot of repeat people that come back here just for that reason. They like the people here. We offer them a friendly atmosphere when they come here. But then there's a small segment over there that we have car break-ins and so forth that we have to provide.
Thank you. Thank you. Mr. Kagawa, what is your position on council members being elected by districts or by existing at-large system, and why? You have 1 minute.
Thank you. You know, I believe that Kauai County should stay the same. I think we're a small island. I think it's important for each council member to have a say in every district, and we're small enough. I think our system works. It's really the people have the power, and you know, it's surely be easier for us to campaign in our districts. You know, a lot of people tell me if you know, I could move back to Hanapepe and have a much easier time getting elected on the west side. However, you know, it's not about individuals. It's about what's best for the community. Say if you have a official out in the west side, and you know, you don't agree with that council member on the west side, your idea is dead basically. But you know, the way we have things, you can call any of the other 6 council members, and you know, perhaps they may agree with you and push your agenda. So that is why against districting. I believe that Oahu and Kauai are apples and oranges as far as population size.
Thank you. Ms. Laranio, the traffic on Kauai seems to get worse by the day. What would you do to reduce the traffic congestion and why? You have 1 minute.
Thank you. Well, I do know, I'd like to hear from the Holo Holo 2020 vision and all of that there's organizations and people working towards creating a more sustainable roadways and creating more opportunity for bikers and or alternative transportation routes. Our traffic is really bad. Fatalities are happening more than not. We need stronger education in driver's education. We need more regulations on how people are driving and understanding that it is a weapon that you are driving and you can get arrested for negligent homicide if you do hit somebody with that car. So it is a lot more care, and it takes all of us as a community to be more mindful and present while we are driving, and that it is a weapon and that we have to be more aware of other people, especially bikers, especially people on motorbike, especially people on foot. It's a really struggle. It pisses me off while I'm driving, and it shouldn't. I don't know, it pisses off a lot of people, and we don't want to start getting into any road rage situations. So
Thank you. Thank you. Mr. Furfaro, what would you do to get a curbside recycling program going on as has been done in other areas, and why? You have 1 minute.
Actually, I think we are focused to begin a curbside recycling program. There needs to be patience here. We are understanding the investment on our part. We bought over $400,000 of units to begin some sorting, and at the end of the day, the success of that program is based on having a MRF as well. That's extremely important. So the focus needs to be on the MRF, whether it's a dirty MRF or not, that we can sort things out and actually find some funding from the reuse of some of these items. But we are targeted for that. The process has been slow, I agree, but it is on our radar screen, and we just need to constantly make improvements on that.
Thank you. Mr. Costa, roadside sign waving constitutes a safety issue for many drivers. What is your position on this local style campaign and why? You have 1 minute.
Okay, I didn't sign wave for myself. I don't plan to. I did go sign wave with Arrow Kanashiro because I like Arrow. Now I'm probably an educated local boy. For myself, if I gotta go out there and sign wave and try and get your vote, I don't deserve your vote. Billy Costa, I'm an educator, 15 years teaching school. I run the only one of 3 programs up in Kokee. The other 2 are Haleakala and Mauna Kea, where kids can stay overnight. If you trust your kid overnight with Billy Costa, I'm pretty sure you can trust your issue with Billy Costa. I don't need to sign wave. I don't need to try and beg you for your vote. I don't plan to wear no t-shirt or bumper sticker. I am who I am. You all know me. I think you owe it to yourself. Don't be silly. Vote for Billy.
Thank you. Mr. Hooser, what would you say to a college graduate about the job market on Kauai and possible opportunities for a job on Kauai? You have 1 minute.
That's just hard act to follow. So what would I tell a college graduate about the job opportunities on Kauai? Well, it clearly depends on where they graduated from and their degree in terms of that opportunity. But you know, my wife and I failed to introduce her, but it waved to everybody here. She didn't know what she was getting into 33 years ago. So. But Hawaii has been very good to me and my family, and I know lots of people have come and who've grown up here, that moved here, or lived here, born here, and found the opportunity that's here. So I believe that there is tremendous opportunity here for Kauai, for people from all walks of life, but you have to be committed, and you have to be extra creative, and you have to work hard. And I think that's true anywhere you go. But there is opportunity here. We need our college graduates to come back. We need them to invest in our community with their brains and with their energy and with their talent. And so I welcome them and invite them to give me a call if I can help anyone at all as they move forward. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Horoshko, what is your position on increasing service routes for the bus and why? You have 1 minute.
I love the bus routes. I would encourage more people to take the bus. To increase it, I would actually turn to John Newcomer and ask her, what would you do? She's been working on it for years and doing one hell of a job. I wouldn't have all the answers. You should have the answers. I'd listen to the people of Kauai and ask them what they would do, or I would find people that could give us the answers so that we can have good discussion. But still turn to join you, Myrna.
Thank you. Ms. Kato-Klutke, what is a major priority that you will concentrate on for Kauai and Niihau? You have 1 minute.
Well, you know, I used to be a general manager for like 29 years, of which 25 was as a general manager, but I retired. So now I'm concentrating on agriculture, and I really believe that I want to work with the people of Kauai and Niihau to improve the conditions for small farmers in agriculture and livestock. I think in my former life I used to be a rice farmer, but in my future life I'm going to be raising chickens, pigs, and cattle. But I really believe that that's what we need to do for Kauai, so that our economy flourishes. The people that come here want to see what we're growing because that's what they want to eat. So I really believe that that's what I want. I want to work on that first and foremost.
Thank you. Mr. Kanekoa, you may now have 2 minutes for your closing statement.
I wanted to thank all of you for staying, being here. It's been quite a long time. Thank the Filipino Chamber of Commerce and the Chamber of Commerce for allowing us to present our views. I have a strong background, business background, and besides being in the hospitality industry, I've created budgets, worked on budgets, and met all my budgets that I put forth in my private business as well as in hospitality. I opened up a private investigative agency on Kauai, opened up a security agency on Kauai, and currently have Culinary Steak and Ribs, my restaurant. It's one of the most difficult small businesses you can run, restaurants, because it goes up and down and depends on the economy and everything else. I'm advocating to push small business, being in a friendly environment. When I went in to get my permits, it took me almost a year to get my permits just to run the restaurant. That shouldn't be. We should do it in 30 days, or have someone there that just processes it right through. That's very important. Otherwise, you're not going to have businesses here. I look at business closing door by door every day. That's one aspect. The other aspect is I like to work on getting our credit rating back. Work on the budgets, ensuring that our credit rating for Kauai is solid. We're going back to small business. Community is only as strong as a small business base, and so we have to be strong in that. So I thank you, and I'll be honored if you check my name on the performance sheet. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Kagawa, you may now have 2 minutes for your closing statement.
Thank you. First of all, I'd like to thank my family, my wife, and my children for supporting me, and also my family, my in-laws, my campaign team that has stood by me 100%, and I really appreciate all their help. I have a top 7, I think, that I have of a list of things that I want to see accomplished by the next council. First one is to cut government waste. There's a $200 million budget, including the CIP, that needs to be cut. We need to stop the increasing of fees and taxes on our taxpayers. A lot of middle class and low-income wage earners are suffering out there, and the time is now. We need a bold council that is aggressive and that will do the right thing. The other things we need to improve our beach parks. We need to fix our roads and bridges that are in dire need of repair. We need to start a waste-to-energy facility immediately. And there is one serious proposal out there that I hope will surprise a lot of people. We need to work with federal and state governments regarding problems that are brought out with large agricultural corporations. It's irresponsible to pass bad bills like 2491 that will cost the taxpayers millions of dollars and will probably lose in court. We need to stop settling frivolous lawsuits. We need to go to court at some point, like one of the candidates said. And by winning in court, it will stop the onslaught of lawsuits that are just taking advantage of the county's settling continuously. Just settling, and nothing's getting accomplished. No corrective action is happening when you settle lawsuits. We need to win some of those lawsuits. That'll stop it. Last, the council decided to tax the credit unions. Maui and the Big Island don't tax the credit unions and nonprofits. The credit unions help poor people like you and me. And taxing them now, are we that desperate for funds? We need a new and old council. Thank you.
Thank you. Ms. Laranio, you may now have 2 minutes for your closing statement.
Thank you, Filipino Chamber of Commerce and Kauai Chamber of Commerce, and all of you for coming in tonight and staying, and for all the listeners out there on KKCR tuning in. After college, as he was mentioning, it cost a lot of money, and I came home to what job opportunities, but to jump back into the tourism business. I come from a hardworking family, Hawaiian, Filipino, Chinese. My dad worked 2 jobs for my life and coached us through sports as well. So I got a lot of my work ethics from him. I worked 2 jobs through high school plus sports in school and through college as well, 2 jobs. Then I came home, worked 2 to 4 jobs. When I started, minimum wage was $5.25. And so it's nice to hear that it is raised, and definitely, but all costs has also increased. I think education is main thing, and health. I wasn't taught finances and anything, and understanding bills and any of that in school. And I think a lot of our families and our people struggle in finances and lose their homes to foreclosures because they don't understand how any of those finances work. So stronger education in how to be able to be sustainable and live sustainable. Health is very important to me. Dealing with my own health problems, dealing with family health problems, and looking at the community health. We need to strengthen that area and provide more opportunities and put money towards that, because our health is our life. If you are not feeling well, if you're not healthy, you cannot work hard, you cannot provide for your family. So we need to start focusing a little bit more about how we do get good health, and that first starts with our food. Everything getting shipped in, processed, and all of that. It's not necessarily healthy. It sustains us for the moment, but in the long run, it creates a lot of problems. So creating more opportunity for families to make home gardens, to provide that service to them so that they can provide more food for their family that is fresh, healthy. Our health comes from our food. So health is life. My name is Tiana Laranio.
Thank you very much. Mr. Furfaro, you may now have 2 minutes for your closing statement.
Thank you very much. I want to say that I'm deeply familiar with Kauai. I've served on the Planning Commission as well as the General Plan Update in 1999 to 2000. I was twice president of the Hawaii Hotel Association, Kauai Chapter. And my public service includes past president of Habitat for Humanity, acquiring land for affordable housing. I also served as the treasurer for the Salvation Army, and I have served on the county council for 12 years. I'm 65 years old. This will be my last available term to run, but more important, there's continuity that's necessary, and we have made significant progress step by step along the way. I want to say that my colleagues have elected me 5 times over 5 years, unanimously as the chairman of the council. But the message I want to share with you folks is, I have a strong desire to serve this community. My children, my ho'opuna, can trace their ancestry back to the building of the Waimea Powerhouse, the ranch at Princeville with the original Spanish cowboys. And it's about stewardship. And that, I hope I've proven that I can deliver. Being fair, reasonable, should automatically come with the territory. But there are times, and Mr. Kagawa touched on this, that we have to hold the other political subdivisions accountable for what they are responsible for. And that is the challenge in the very near future. I want to thank you at the Filipino Chamber, for providing this time to us. And my name is Jay Furfaro, and thank you all for being here.
I want to again thank the Filipino Chamber of Commerce and all of you who be out here. I don't have a bunch of I will lose to tell you. Honestly, I don't have that experience like some of the colleagues sitting down on next to me. I do have a heart. I am married to the girl of my dreams for 17 years. I have Christian values in my heart. I'm a DOE school teacher. I'm the only environmental educator on the island right now. And I want to let you know something. There was a program up in Kauai that was going to close. I took that job because they don't pay for gas to drive to Kauai, and they don't pay hours past 2:45. I took that responsibility so your kid can still enjoy an overnight program for the state. I can tell you all that I want to do, or I will do. I think facts prove louder than words. When I asked the county for a picnic table in Waimea Town, Brian Baptiste told me, we don't have the lumber, we don't have the carpenters to do it. Mr. Costa, you know how long it takes us to get the carpenters to build a table? I said, Mr. Baptiste, bring us the wood. I'll build you the table. In fact, bring us enough to build 12 tables. I'll put it in each park. And we did it with the high school kids. Can you imagine if you give me a chance to stand up? And I'm going to give this gentleman a hug because he told me that he needs a hug to make things right. I plan to be a voice and lead by example. We gotta love each other if we expect it to work. And I tell you something, you talk to any one of my teacher colleagues, I love your kid, I do whatever it takes for your child. So if you can trust your child with me, you can trust your issues. Again, don't be silly. God forbid.
Thank you. Mr. Hooser, you may now have 2 minutes for your closing statement.
Yes, thank you very much. You know, I'm here today to say aloha to everybody and to ask for your vote and your support to allow me to serve you in November, be elected in November, to serve you again on the Kauai County Council. It's an honor and a privilege to serve. I wake up every day thanking God that I'm allowed to do this. It truly is an honor and a privilege. You know, there's many different opinions, and we do need to hug. But at the same time, we have disagreements, and disagreements are okay. I think good people with good hearts can look at the same circumstances, same set of facts, and come to different conclusions, and that's okay. You know, to say that Bill 2491 will cost the county millions of dollars is without substance, and is simply not true. And it's okay that we disagree, but that is, you know, that's how politics works. That's how government works, and we shouldn't be afraid to have these discussions. I think people talk about we're afraid of conflict. Well, we have to have these discussions, and I'm happy to have the discussions. You, the people of Kauai, know me, Gary Hooser. I've lived here since 1980. I came to Hawaii in 1970. I graduated from Kauai Community College. My children were born here. I lived here. I've served you. You know who I am. I have a track record. There's no secrets with Gary Hooser. You know who I am. You know my cell phone number, 652-4279. You know the kind of person I am. I'm willing to speak out. I do my homework. No one will work harder for you than Gary Hooser. I mean, I pledge to you that. That's how I followed that model all along, and I work for you. I try my best to help the people of Kauai. I try to listen. I try to do what's right. And I'm thankful for that opportunity. I ask for your vote. One of your 7 votes. You get 7 votes. Look at the 7 people you want to represent you. Look at the kind of team you want. And if you want someone like myself, someone with the experience, someone with the track record, someone who you know, I ask for one of your votes. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Mr. Horoshko, you may now have 2 minutes for your closing statement.
Mahalo for everyone to be here. I have 3 constants in my life. One is Hawaii Children's Theater. I love what I do here on the island with children. I have produced over 25 beautiful musicals with a team of experts that I'm really, really proud of. The second is golf. I love golf. I play at Kikuilono every morning. I bet quarters with 3-4 guys and we have a ball. But the third is my wife. I simply adore my wife and what she stands for. She's a county deputy attorney that has ethical values. I want to be like her if I'm on the council. I encourage more women to be on the council. We need more women on the council. Period. I invite you to vote for the 7 candidates that deserve your vote. I invite you to vote on value. I invite you to call me, email, or send me a letter. I need to hear your concern and challenges. I need your input. I will not clutter the island with campaign signs nor waste energy on ignorance. I will help those that are being violated by harmful pesticides that not only poison the land, but also poison the inhabitants. I believe in a reasoned approach to protecting the safety and health of Kauai residents while acknowledging the legal framework in which actions of the county occur. I will honor Hawaiian heritage. I will respect other cultures.
Thank you
I
very
will
much.
not participate in
Mr.
idle
Horoshko,
gossip.
please. Thank you. Ms. Kato-Klutke, you now have 2 minutes for your closing statement.
Well, thank you, everyone, and especially the Filipino Chamber of Commerce. I'm part of the Kauai Chamber of Commerce that has always held these kind of forums, but this is the first time the Filipino Chamber has, and I want to thank them. I want to thank you all for being here this evening. It's scary and exciting at the same time to be sitting up here and looking at all of you, my friends, my family, and those of you that don't know me, but you will know me soon. But we've been back in Kauai for 33 years now, my kids and I. We lived in Oregon, where I worked for this Oregon State Treasury, that I was an administrative assistant, and I did the deferred compensation program for that state. I have done marketing here on Kauai for the Kauai Business Bureau and the county, throughout Japan, Canada, Chicago, New York, Denver, San Francisco, LA, Portland, and of all places, Alaska. It was super cool. But then we've lived in Oahu, I've lived in Oregon, I've lived in San Francisco, but there's no other place like Hawaii because I lived through prejudices in Oregon. My kids lived through prejudices, and I don't want that to happen here, that any of us would be prejudiced against anybody else that is on this island. But the other thing is that I just want you to know that I'm honored and I'm humbled to be a candidate to the Kauai County Council, and I do ask for your vote. And what can I do? By 29 years in the travel industry and 25 as a general manager, I know budgets, and I know budgets inside and out. Right, Ray Bruin? We did budget every year.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I also want to acknowledge the audience tonight because there couldn't be a forum without an audience. And I appreciate your commitment to being out here tonight and to listen to the candidates for the mayoral, the House of Representatives, and the County Council. Thank you so much. Would you please join me in thanking the